Alright, back again. Let's go ahead and get after it. Alright, got another recap. But first, shout out to Aaron Yoon, Psycho Tuna. They provided hats for everybody. Also, big ups to Max Bauer and his Dark Horse Custom Baits, providing umbrella rigs for first, second, and third on the co-angler side and on the pro side. So once again, thanks a bunch. Greatly appreciated, and I think everyone's excited for those giveaways. All right, so let's get into this tournament. It was tough for me, but we'll finish that later. Overall, some anglers I won't say complained, but definitely had struggles throughout the day. The weather was a little weird, a little funky, but other anglers claimed they had a lot of bites. The overall theme, though, was the fish biting uniquely. It was kind of just they weren't really taking it aggressively, and so you had to question your bite. So that's what it was. Some anglers provided insight. Looks like the color of choice was the MM3 Margarita Mutilator, or some variant of that. Got them on the Dropshot, as well as a few Ned Rig baits, with green pumpkin. Now, I know a lot of anglers had the forward-facing sonar, so that was key. Fish, especially at San Vicente, they had out in the trees, so having that tool allows some anglers to thoroughly dissect underwater trees or bushes. So shout out to them. As for me, the previous week I finished second in a club tournament, so going in I felt very confident. I thought I was gonna go ahead and get a early limit and work on trying to call up, but it was a struggle. I chose to start in a different spot than what I did during my club tournament. My club tournament, I was in Toll Road Arm. It's highly productive for me, but for whatever reason, I just wanted to switch it up, mainly. And I saw some things near Verona Arm that were similar to Toll Road Arm. So I thought I was going to be able to take advantage of that, but they just didn't bite for me. And also got into a little bit of a funk, constantly breaking off. So every time I cast, I break off, and I usually don't have that issue with San Vicente, despite all the trees are underwater. So I guess it was time for me to pay my dues. So fish were shallow, some fish were on beds. I was expecting to take advantage of that, but I was only able to capitalize on one. The bait of choice, once again, Dropshot, and it was this time not on the Oscar Charlie. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It was on a little Savage Gear minnow, basically my Dropshot bait, and that did the trick. So yeah, that was pretty good. Then towards the end of the day, probably the last 30 minutes before I had to go in, I ended up catching another one on a drop shot. That one on the Oscar Charlie. It was close to where we blasted off, so I did all that running around the lake, and it looks like I could have just stayed right there and caught the same amount of fish. But all in all, it was fun. Currently sitting in 8th place. I'm going to do my best to keep stacking up points best I can, and who knows, I may be able to move up a few spots and solidify my spot in a state championship. Angler of the year, I'm still striving for it, but like I said, I'm at 8th place, and it's going to take a lot of help from the anglers above not having good performances, and I don't wish that on anybody. So like I said, I'm just going to do my best to try to stack the points I can, and we'll see where the chips lie. Until next time, tight lines.